My name is Rajarshi Ghosh of class 8. Today I am going to show rolling on an inclined plane from the topic of rotational dynamics. So here I have made an inclined plane and I am going to find how much time a solid cylinder like this solid cylinder would take when it rolls from the top to the bottom. Now, for the time taken, we are using the formulas of kinematics. T is equals to root 2s by a. And from the chapter of rotational dynamics, we already know that using the law of conservation of energy from the top to the bottom, we have got the equation for acceleration of the object, that is a is equals to g sine theta by 1 plus k square by r square. So in this equation, 1 plus k square by r square, this term is nothing but the ratio of square of radius of gyration to radius square. So here I have made a simple triangle. So height is nothing but s sine theta. So if I have to find the time taken, that would be root of 2h by a sine theta. Now from the equation of acceleration, if I substitute here, I will be getting that the time taken by any body rolling on an inclined plane, that is given by the formula 1 by sine theta root 2h by g into root of 1 plus k square by r square. And v rolling, the rolling velocity is also given like root 2gh by 1 plus k square by r square. So I am going to first, in order to find the time, first we need to know the sine theta value. So to find the sine theta, I would do nothing but I would simply just place. Now since the inclined plane is like this, it is looking a little bit 3D, but we are considering the 2D effect only. So now since I cannot measure the angle from this edge, so I'll be trying to measure it from here. So if I place a scale like this, now please note that the scale is I am putting is just for measuring the angle, and it has nothing to do with the height. So if I put it here, it is coming, just see, it is coming to be 60 degree. The scale, if I put linearly with it, if I put the scale linearly with it, it is coming 60 degree, almost 60 degree. I am placing it here because it's due to the slight error, it is almost coming 60 degree. That means that theta is nothing but the angle of incline. If I place it here, if we place it here, since it's slight of rotated, you can see that the angle is 60 degree. We can see that the angle here made is nothing but 60 degree with the plane. With the plane, the angle made is 60 degree if you measure it. So again, if I measure it, it's coming approx 60 degree. Because the plane is like this, so angle is 60 degree. Or we can use this, we can keep this book as a support, and then we can also see what is the angle coming. That is again, this is again coming 60. Now here is 50 and 70 also on the side, but we are considering this angle. So if we consider it as a line, this edge, if we consider it as a line, this edge, so this angle is nothing but coming as 60 degree. Here we can see this angle, this is 60. So like this, if I go, this angle is 60 degree. So I am taking theta as 60 degree in the equation. I am taking theta as 60 degree. Now in the formula, what was it? 2h. Now h is nothing but, how will I measure h? H is the height of incline. That means with reference to the ground, the angle which I measured with reference to this ground, this was my plane, like this the plane was my plane. With reference of that, I will also measure the height. So if I measure this height, first from this ground only I will place the ruler from here to here. Now since I have a 30 centimeter ruler, I cannot measure the whole length like this, so I'll measure it individually. So if I place from the zero level, from the down, this length is nothing but 30. We can see it. This is 30. So now what we can do is, with the help of a this was 30, so with the help of a this pen we make a mark here. Now from this mark again we will start measuring. So placing it over here, there was this mark. If we take it, it is coming 15. It is exactly coming, if we see this length is coming 15. So this total height, this height of the incline is nothing but 15 plus 30, that is 45. Okay, so this height from actually here to the base, from this top to the base, the height is nothing but 45. And now we have 1 plus k square by r square. Now for the moment of inertia, we use the formula I is equals to mr square by 2 for a cylinder about its axis. So now if I think about this cylinder, it is clearly, it's rolling about its own axis, that is this axis, about this. So if I have this axis, it is rolling like this. So we can see that the axis of rotation in this case is about this. If this is the cylinder, the axis of rotation is like this. Okay, the axis of rotation is the perpendicular to this plane. So it's rolling. If I want to show the whole situation, I can't shoot it. It's coming like, so it's rolling about its own axis. Now we have to find the time it takes. So now let me again set the incline in that manner. I'm just setting it. So again, now I'm 1 plus, now since what is radius of gyration, I'm using mk square is mr square by 2, because moment of inertia is mk square. So m and n cancel, k square by r square is half. So 1 plus k square by r square is 3 by 2. Now simply I have put all these things which I have found out in the formula of t, that is 1 by sin theta root 2h by g, this formula. Now I will be finding the time, that the time it takes is 1 by 0.866 into root 135 by 9.8, that is approximately 1.355 seconds. So if I visualize this motion, and if I release it from rest, it takes total 1.355 seconds. In this way we can also say that without measuring the time using distance by speed or anything, we can simply measure the time just by finding the height and the angle. And for g we have substituted 9.8. Now if I want to do this with the help of some other devices also, I can do. Now what I am doing with the help of this. If I do with the help of this, which is again a cylinder, now we might think that the value of time taken by this cylinder in this case would be different from the time taken of that. So here I have two cylinders, one is a big one and one other is a small one. Now if we just by seeing them we have to tell who will reach the ground first. So actually the answer is both of them will reach it at the same time in the same incline only, because in the equation we can see that it doesn't depend upon the mass, but the thing is that k square by r square, we can see and think that k square by r square depends on the radius, and these two having different radius. So let's see it experimentally. See, if we see it experimentally, it is again taking 1.355 seconds only. If we just look and say, it will See, like that. But if we have to verify it mathematically, then also we can say that 1 by sine, again the angle is 60, root 2 into h is 45 by 9.8, 1 plus k square by r square. Now the thing is that k square by r square, this value for a particular body, for any particular body remains constant. That is for a cylinder it is always 1 by 2. It is regardless of mass. So this value will come 1 plus 1 by 2, that is 3 by 2. If we will again get the same value, that is 3.55, what did we get? 1.355 seconds. So we can see that the time taken by two cylinders to reach from the top to the bottom for an inclined plane is regardless of its mass and dimensions. It just depends on the factors of incline, that is the height of the incline and the angle of incline. So if we take this big cylinder, and how much big cylinder we take, we can see that both of them will reach the top to bottom in the same time. Now this is valid only if the two cylinders are uniform. So for both the cylinders, the answer is that both of them will reach the incline in same time. Thank you.